Last night, at midnight on the 23rd of June, the Centre for Social Justice let out a report calling for a royal commission for the wholesale redesign of England's social care and social services. This is mainly aimed at child protection and child mental health services. This is quite a radical report. It hasn't been done before in quite this way. It's really looking at quite a wide scale of children and quite unreported stories. So there's case studies from Kids Company. They've talked to CAMS, which is the mental health centres for under 18s, GPs, all different types of people. It's taken years to perfect this, and it's quite amazing that we've got some science behind some what were previously quite sentimental statistics and questionable horror stories. Now, I say that, but my immediate reaction was, everyone knows that the system doesn't work. I've experienced that the system doesn't work, and so has every young person that I've come into contact with, more or less. You know, if your mum can't look after you, then you have the decision, basically, whatever age you are, to go into the care system, which can be quite scary and may inflict problems on your family, or go into hostels, which equally are scary. I always turn them down, or fend for yourself, which, you know, has its ups and downs. What this report really shows is that the mental health services in England are really at breaking point. They're not coping, and that means that most people are slipping through the net, so they're not really being diagnosed properly, and then often they're being penalised for it. So a child might get expelled for bad behaviour, but it's not really looked into that the reason they're behaving badly is because they're being abused at home, or they don't even have a home, things like this. And that isn't because there's a bad teacher or there's a bad social worker. It's because the system doesn't have the money and the resources to cope with the large amounts of kids who really need help. I think, you know, this report has a really great sort of combination of real life, quite horrific stories, along with quite serious statistics. So what this could mean for young people is that, well, Kids Company in particular are calling for a task force to be set up in the government that we're going to really look at how they can make the system better, how they can make sure that they catch most, if not all, of the children who can't be looked after by their parents, and put into place long-term support structures. I, as a young person who has experienced homelessness and such, really think this is very necessary and could be a really great thing. It's a real shame. I've got lots of friends who never got any help, and, you know, some of them are alright, some of them aren't so alright, but I can look at them and know that if they had got the help I got from Kids Company, then they would have found it far easier to reach their potential.